This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC Nation station.
Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. It's September the 4th, 2024. I'm John Zibney, the MNC News Center, and the news continues now with our top local stories on Michiana's Morning News. First, a fire destroyed the clubhouse. Now the owners of Jude Creek Golf Course have to deal with the theft of 5 of their golf carts.
The general manager calls the theft salt in the wound after dealing with the challenges of last week's fire. But since the theft, they say the sheriff's department was able to recover 3 of the carts, and they have a suspect, thanks to tips from both current and former golf course employees. WSBT reports the owner and manager have received widespread community support, and they hope to have the range reopened soon. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
News at 5 o'clock is powered by Burkholder Buildings and Supply. If it can be built in an office, a farm, or anywhere else, Burkholder is the highest quality for any need. Burkholder Buildings and Supply can help. Call today. 2 people were hurt in a shooting that took place on the northwest side of South Bend. Officers were called around 6 o'clock last night at the 1600 block of Johnson. When they got there, they discovered only one person was struck. The other person may have been hit by glass. So far, there's no word about any suspects, arrests, or information about what led to the gunfire. And Mishawaka police say they have a person or persons of interest after a shooting on West 11th Street. The gunfire happened around 11:15 on Monday night. One person was taken to the hospital where their condition was stabilized. Police have interviewed witnesses and described the shooting as an isolated incident. It's been cooling down across Indiana, but it's about to warm back up. Andrew White with the National Weather Service says high temps will struggle to reach the 70s, though, this weekend.
So we'll have a cold front that's going to come through on Friday that's going to bring showers to most of Indiana, especially the northern half of the state. Then that's going to bring some colder weather in afterwards, even colder than what we've been over the last few days.
Today's high reaches 82. Tomorrow, a high of 87, and that is the warm spot for the week. A Magnum fisherman discovered an old warhead in the St. Joseph River. That led to a bomb squad response from South Bend Police and the temporary closure of Angela Boulevard over the river.
He was shocked when he pulled the device from the water on Sunday. After evaluating the shell, the bomb squad took it in for proper disposal. According to WSBT, this was the second time the fisherman found ammunition in the river. He had pulled out a 50-millimeter round within the past month and also called the police. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
New today, the 2024 Logan Walk and Roll is coming up. That supports Logan Community Resources with a 1-mile lap around the Potawatomi Zoo. It's set for Saturday, September 14th. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday. The doors open until 7:30 that morning. You can visit Logan's website to get more information and to sign up for the walk. And a potentially groundbreaking legal case involving a deadly car crash in suburban Detroit. The victim's family is trying to hold a teen's driver's mother responsible, saying she knew how fast her kid was driving. Here's Ann Vanker, the crash victim's mother.
She knew, and she failed to take reasonable care. I will never stop fighting for my son's wrongful, preventable death.
And the prosecutor's office there says it is reviewing the case. Election Day is just about 2 months away, and with major dates, events, and political developments, it'll certainly fly by. In fact, the first mail-in ballots will be sent to voters this Friday, ahead of the presidential debate, which is set for next Tuesday. And early in-person voting will start as soon as September 20th in some states. Now let's talk about this new statue to honor one of Indiana's longtime public servants. It was unveiled yesterday in downtown Indianapolis.
Richard Lugar was Indianapolis's mayor from 1968 to 1976 before serving 6 terms in the U.S. Senate. Tuesday morning, a new statue was dedicated in his honor. Former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice spoke at the ceremony.
Richard Lugar would become known as one of the national security senators that really did believe that when you were representing the United States of America, you were not representing the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. You were representing your country.
Lugar served in the Senate until 2013. Wes Woodward, Network Indiana.
And new today on MNC, a new report suggesting that girls in Indiana face higher rates of bullying and sexual dating violence compared to boys.
The 2024 Indiana Girl Report, produced by the Indiana Youth Institute, Girl Coalition of Indiana, and Girl Scouts, emphasizes the need for better mental health support and violence prevention in communities. Tammy Silverman with Indiana Youth Institute says the report helps Hoosiers better understand all girls' experiences.
It's good to say this is what I know about those girls closest to me. And how is that similar to or different from the experiences girls in other parts of our state are having? That's why the data is great, because it really checks our own biases.
Nearly 17% of high school girls reported experiencing sexual dating violence, and many struggle with mental health issues at twice the rate of boys. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
The trial for a former NBA player accused of attempted robbery in Elkhart has been rescheduled for February.
Dante Green was arrested on charges of robbery, intimidation, and interfering in the reporting of a crime after police were dispatched to Phillips 66 in Goshen in November. The Goshen News reports that a clerk at the gas station told officers that Green had told him to give him all the money before making threatening motions. Surveillance footage confirms Green talking with the clerk, walking around the store, taking items out of his pocket, and taking his shirt off before reportedly lunging at the cashier. His jury trial has been rescheduled from September to February. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
Police have arrested a woman for drunk driving after she crashed her vehicle on US 31 in Marshall County. She had a blood alcohol level of more than 5 times the legal limit. This happened around 9:30 on Saturday night. Trish Withy had a blood alcohol level that registered .409. The investigators say Withy drove off the road, then hit the median cable barrier at US 31 and Veterans Parkway. New this morning on MNC, an effort to improve attendance in schools as Elkhart Schools has joined a nationwide attendance awareness campaign.
They've created a local awareness campaign called Be Present, Be Your Future Today. 1 in 4 Elkhart County students struggle with absenteeism, which can affect important benchmarks, including grade level reading and graduation rates. So school and community leaders are working to raise awareness about how much school missed is too much, as well as resources to address barriers. The Department of Education has set a goal that students attend at least 94% of school days, and Elkhart schools are working to achieve that. Derek Decker, MNC News.
Now 95.3 MNC, watching your money. Filling up your gas tank might be a bit less painful.
That's because barring any unforeseen circumstances like a refinery outage or a hurricane, Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, says prices at the pump should keep dropping across Indiana.
I would say that by later this fall, we are on schedule for potentially seeing more and more stations falling below $3 a gallon for a longer period of time.
One thing he says that helps that is gas stations across the state will start using cheaper winter gasoline in a couple of weeks. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Now, if only grocery prices would go back down. In fact, Hoosiers are now reacting to a Kroger executive's admission that the company raised prices above inflation.
A Kroger executive admitted the company raised prices above inflation during an antitrust trial, sparking concerns among shoppers. WTHR 13 reports Terry Bailey, a frequent Kroger customer, noted some savings using coupons but finds prices unfair. Financial expert Bill Wendling said, while inflation is moderating, food prices remain high. He advises consumers to explore alternatives, which could force Kroger to adjust its pricing strategy.
And that's state correspondent Joe Ullery reporting. And the ACLU of Indiana is now suing Indiana University's so-called expressive activity policy, which took effect in August.
One of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit is an IU professor, David McDonald. He was asked why students are anxious about it.
They all raised their hands saying they had heard about what was going on at Indiana University prior to coming here, and that they were incredibly concerned about what their 4 years here will look like, especially if policies such as these are enforced.
The university's new policy defines expressive activity as conduct that includes protesting, carrying signs, or circulating petitions, among other things. Victor Garcia, MNC News.
You can cast your vote with confidence this fall. Check out the candidates and their platforms from all the hot races before the November election. Do so at the all-new HoosierVote.com. Sponsored by Shield Exteriors and Burton's Laundry.
Mostly sunny skies today. We'll see warmer temperatures this afternoon. We top out right around 80 degrees. Clear skies tonight, not as cool, but we still drop down to 58. And then for Thursday will be the warmest day this week. We end up at 85 in the afternoon. Sun during the day Thursday. Rain returns Thursday night, and we continue to see rain into Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day, 7 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's all for free. To get signed up, go to 953mnc.com and click where it says On Demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.